All right, Mr. Mullis back again in Mercer Machine Shop. Today we're going to look at power tapping. So what you're going to do is when you're building your hammerhead, you're going to have a brass piece that's going to screw onto the aluminum part of the hammerhead. Okay. Now we've already been over turning and facing and all, so that's going to prepare your hammerhead, and you're going to turn it down, put threads on it, and this brass piece is going to screw onto the end of it and make it nice and pretty. So what we have to do is tap the brass, okay? And what we're going to do is use a longer piece of brass so that we can tap the piece of brass to make 3 pieces, so you can make all the pieces for your group, okay? And we're going to use a piece of brass. We're going to use a piece of brass like this, okay? And it's approximately 4 inches long. We're going to drill and tap all the way through. Then we're going to come back and part them off with the cutoff tool so you can each have a section, okay? Now your first step is to step drill this brass piece. So the tap drill for this particular tap, your tap drill for a 3/4 10, this is your tap, okay? Your tap drill is a 21/32, all right? So that's a pretty good size drill. I have it chucked up right here. So in order to get to that size and make it easy to drill, what we do is we step drill. So we center drill, and then we start with a small drill, and we drill that hole all the way through, and then we go to our bigger drill and drill that hole all the way through. And then we use our tap. Okay. So what I've done right here, I've already drilled, I've already center drilled, all right, I faced, center drilled, and then I drilled a small hole all the way through a pilot hole, or a step drill. Okay, this is a 3/8. So I'm stepping up to the bigger size drill, okay? I just happen to use a 3/8. That's a nice size. It's a big enough hole that the big drill can follow it through and it make it easier, okay? Anytime you drill a hole over a 1/2 inch, you want to use a step drill. So your process would be, on this particular part, be face, center drill, step drill, and then tap drill. Okay, anything over a 1/2, you always want a step drill. So I've already drilled the 3/8 all the way through. I'm in the process of drilling this 21/32. Okay, and what I'm going to do is go ahead and drill it all the way through and show you how I want you to do it. Now we're going to use coolant, and this brass is going to drill a little bit differently than aluminum does, or steel even. The brass kind of chips up into small pieces, whereas your aluminum steel kind of wants to be curled up chips, kind of like a ribbon. Okay, watch this brass; it kind of just breaks up. Move your tailstock up, lock it down. You're going to use your hand wheel to feed it in. All right, I'm not quite through yet, so what I'm going to do is readjust my tailstock so that my graduated sleeve doesn't run out of range, okay? So I'm going to pull this all the way back. I'm going to loosen it up here. First of all, we'll clear our chips out. We'll readjust the tailstock. Lock it back down. And then we'll finish drilling our hole. All right, as you can see, it takes a little while, and what I'm doing is I'm feeding the drill in and then I'm backing it out so you can pull all them chips out of the hole, okay? You can see the chips getting caked up on the drill bit, all right? You can see that brass is like just chipping up like I was talking about before. Okay, we're still not through. I'm going here and get that last little bit. I'm gonna readjust my tailstock again. Okay. All right, we got our hole all the way through. Like I say, step drill, then use your big drill. It goes a lot easier. Now we're going to swap over to the tap. And we're going to use the tap inside of our chuck, okay? We're going to swap our speed for power tapping down to 95. Okay. Now, we have to manipulate our tailstock and our graduated sleeve so we have enough range in here for this tap to feed in all the way. Okay. So give yourself plenty of room right here, because what we're going to do is turn the machine on, and we're going to allow the machine to do the tapping for us, and it's going to bring this tailstock up. As that tap is fed into the workpiece, the tailstock is going to get pulled in toward the headstock. Okay? So you have to have enough room in here to allow that. We're going to leave the tailstock loose. Okay, we're not going to lock this down because we want the piece to take the tap up in it. It's going to make our threads for us. Okay, so this is going to remain loose. We're going to use cutting fluid. .95. We're going to push the tailstock up and let it take the tap. Okay. Now we're going to reverse the machine and let the tap be screwed back out on its own by the machine's power. Now, to reverse the machine, we come over to this particular dial, and it has a little piece on the side of it here. We have to pull that piece out. Okay. Then we rotate the dial, not the traditional way to turn it on, but the opposite way. So now the dial's actually going to get flipped toward us. What that's going to do is reverse the chuck, which is going to back out our tap. Okay. I always like to put a little pressure on the tailstock just to help it out a little bit. Okay, there's power tapping. In the next segment, I'm going to set up and show you how to part them off where each one of your group members can have their own piece. I'll see you in the shop.